Hello and welcome to the Brick Lane Pregame Show. I'm Ed White. Alongside me is Max Tanzer, the voice of the Melbourne Aces. We've been drafted in to do a little bartending work here tonight, Max. It's a little wet outside, but don't think it's going to impact the game very much. This is one of the great places where you can enjoy some of the hospitality here at Melbourne Ballpark. And this 5-game series, Max, against Brisbane has gone very, very well for the Melbourne Aces.
Oh, it has. Wins in the first 2 games, 7-0 on Thursday, 9-2 yesterday, highlighted by a 7-run 7th inning where the Aces sent 12 batters to the plate. Their biggest output of the year. It was quite the frame, Ed.
Yeah, it was. There were a lot of heroes last night. Robbie Glendenning with a great catch in right field. Darryl George drove in a couple of runs. And Jared Belbin with a big momentum-changing home run.
Absolutely. His first Australian Baseball League homer in his career. We are able to catch up with him about the moment and to reflect on his season.
The bottom of the order that set things up then. Looking to do the same here. This one leaned on deep down the right field line. It's got a chance, and it's gone. Jared Belbin launches his first of the year, and right on cue, we're tied at 2.
All right, first homer in your Australian Baseball League career yesterday. Got a good piece of it, just snuck it out over the wall and right. What was working for you last night?
Just trying to see the fastball in, honestly, and I got to it, and just, I don't know, got out. Honestly, I thought it was a double off the bat, and I was just sprinting out of the box. Didn't think I got it all, but yeah.
Go back to that first round in Canberra. It was one of the day games where I thought you hit one way out, and the wind knocked it down. Finally, you hit a liner that just scrapes over. I mean, how does it feel? You barreled up a couple balls deep this year to finally get one out.
It feels really good to finally get over the fence. I mean, early on, I had 2, as you said, like warning track because the wind, and Altona just howls in. But yeah, it was just finally got it over the fence.
And then what's been working for you so far this year? You've, especially at home, that Perth series and then this series as well, a couple multi-hit games, 3 extra base hits in this series. What adjustments have you made and tried to impact here this winter?
I'm not really sure what's been working and what hasn't. I just try to see the ball and hit the ball at the minute, and that's, the best thing right now.
Once again, Jared Belbin, who's been a jack of all trades on the defensive side of things. We've seen him on the infield. He'll be in right field here tonight for Game 1.
And this is a doubleheader, so who knows where he'll be in Game 2. 2 7-inning games tonight. The second game starts about 30 minutes after the first game ends.
Should be a good one. It's the Bandits and the Aces. Melbourne holding on to that 4th and final playoff spot, looking to gain some ground. First pitch is coming up next.
Center field, Warner back at the track, kiss it goodbye.
Hit hard by George, deep center field. Back goes Robson, that's out of here. Darryl George over the center field wall.
Third base side, charging his spears, bare hand throw. What a hit by Slot. Center field and deep. Saving it back at the track. It is gone. Oh! History for Greg Bird. His 3rd homer of the night. Here's the 1-2 again. Swing, and this one's belted way back in the left field. There's no question. Way back, way out of here for Arturo Tisla. His first homer as an Ace. It's a good day to play, too. Welcome to Melbourne Ballpark as we resume round 7 between the Melbourne Aces and the Brisbane Bandits. It's a doubleheader as we're just about ready to get started for Game 1 of 2 tonight. Max Tanzer here, joined alongside Ed Wyatt. Ed, as we talked about in the pregame show, 2 games today. The Aces already have taken the first 2 games of this series. It's been all-around baseball for them. A quick note, we're not quite sure, but there may be a little bit of delay. There's some future forecasts that suggest there might be some rain in maybe 10 or 15 minutes, so we're kind of waiting out on it, but there's still a chance this game starts on time, so we'll keep you updated. But for now, let's talk about the Aces as you get a look at our Vibrant Services weather report. 20 degrees Celsius Brendan up there behind us had a fun time making 3 or 4 different weather graphics because it was changing so much over the last 20-25 minutes. I'll tell you one thing, though, that's been constant and consistent this weekend. It's been the Aces pitching staff. Jonathan Tripp, 6 shutout innings on Thursday night, 11 strikeouts. Sean Moramondo, 6 innings, 2 earned runs yesterday. It's Joseph Cuomo getting the ball here tonight.
Yeah, he's a bit of an unknown quantity. We'll have to wait and see one of the new Aces pitchers who has arrived to bolster the forces. I did think there was a bit of irony in the fact that this game was added to the schedule because of rain in Brisbane, and now it may be delayed because of rain in Melbourne. So we are at the fickle fate of weather. Something we'll have to keep an eye on. It is a 7-game. These are both 7-game. 7-inning games, so at least you've got that going for you. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. We will let you know if there is a longer delay, and then we'll be back, obviously, as soon as it starts.
Absolutely. Well, let's give you an update around the Australian Baseball League while we wait here. Take a look at those standings. Sydney, the Blue Sox, currently lead with a game and a half cushion, 15-9 this year. They're currently leading over Canberra after the win against them last night. Adelaide and the Cavalry that we just mentioned tied for second place. These Aces 3 games back at first place, 12-12, good for 4th in the ABL standings. That's the final playoff spot, but right on their tail is the Perth Heat. 3.5 games back at first, a half game back behind the Aces, and then the Brisbane Bandits, who we see tonight against Melbourne, 7-18, 6.5, make that 8.5 games back in the ABL standings. Well, we'll give you the starting lineups, and then hopefully we'll have a better idea about where we're going to be today. Taking a look, let's get things started with the Aces. Aaron Whitefield leads things off. He's driven in 5 runs in this series. Jared Dale at shortstop will bat second. He's had a 5-game hit streak that he's in the midst of. Greg Bird, the DH, bats third. He drove in a run, the go-ahead run yesterday. Daryl George up to the cleanup spot. He was 1 for 3 with a couple ribbies yesterday. Morgan McCullough, 2 for 3. He reached base 4 times in his Aces debut. He bats 5th at second. Logan Moore at first. After the start behind the plate last night, bats 6th. Jared Belbin, we talked to him pregame, bats 7th in right field. Mitch Edwards, the catcher, will bat behind him in the 8th spot. Chris Burke will round out the 9 in left field, and he has been fantastic over the last couple of weeks. Joseph Cuomo gets the ball for the Aces tonight, making his Australian Baseball League debut.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. No Robbie Glendinning tonight. We understand he's a little bit under the weather, so we'll wait and see if maybe he's able to play in the second game. Hard to say, but for the moment, Belbin, as we mentioned, and Burke, kind of guys that can play different positions. Really handy to have them around.
No doubt about that. Let's introduce you to the starting lineup for the other side, the Brisbane Bandits, who, by the way, will be the home team here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Jacob Robson drove in the first run of the night last night with an RBI double to right. He leads off in center. Max Durrington in left field bats second. This will be his first start of the series for the youngster. Mike Hart at first base will bat third. Brennan McNair, tied for the league lead in homers, cleans up in the DH spot. Namoa Yang at shortstop bats fifth. Lee-Chung Wong behind him in right field bats sixth. Jake Burns back behind the plate will bat seventh. Dermot Frisch at third bats eighth, and Will Riley will round up the 9 at second base. Connor MacDonald gets the start for Brisbane as he looks to limit and shut down a red-hot Melbourne Aces lineup. Despite the Aces dropping 3 or 4 in Canberra last weekend, they still put up phenomenal numbers offensively, and they've picked up right where they've left off here tonight as well.
Certainly has. And Max, there is an update. There is definitely a delay. It has been, we're not sure how long it's going to be. I'm endeavoring to find that out right now. Hopefully not too long. As you said, they were anticipating a band of rain, and were concerned about starting the game and immediately then having to delay it, which is not great for the pitchers, certainly. So we'll wait and see. As soon as we find out if it's of a relatively long time, we may just sign off and then jump back on. But for the moment, we'll stay on until we find out how long it might be.
Absolutely. Again, we'll keep you updated, but we do have 2 scheduled to play tonight. Both will be 7-inning games. The Aces will be the away team in Game 1, of course, making up that game in Brisbane from round 2, and then the Aces will be the home team in the Capper, which will start just about 30 minutes after the conclusion of first pitch for Game 1. So it's going to be interesting from an equation standpoint, building both of these pitching staffs for both sides.
Now, Max, we talked yesterday. There was a play where there was a fly ball to left field. There was a little bit of confusion between Chris Burke and Jared Belbin, and we discussed it was a communication thing, lost in the lights, whatever you had mentioned, and there's a look at the sky right now. You mentioned that sort of as it starts to get dark, the sky kind of has that pinkish hue, and you sort of surmised that might have been part of the reason. You're absolutely right. I spoke with Berkey before the game. He said to me that's exactly what it was. He thought Jared sort of lost it in that light, and Berkey kind of was giving him it's your ball. Jared had it, and then he realized he wasn't going to get it. So he said there was a little bit of communication mix-up that they've discussed and talked about, but is pretty much down to that strange sky mixed with the lights.
It's the twilight zone, right? And as you can see right here, definitely a little bit of a menacing sky here as we approach hopefully a first pitch that comes up in the next hour or so. Cloudy skies on the horizon, and there's the potential batch of rain that you were alluding to right here. It's currently not too gusty, as that's been a narrative for the first two games of the series. Gently drifting out to left field is Justin Huber, now the general manager for the Aces, heading out to the pitcher's mound to talk with Mick Wern, and you could see Mick waiting there with the tarp ready to go just in case it does start to rain, but still expecting a good crowd on hand tonight for both games, and they're enjoying some still warm weather. It's just not as sunny as you would hope.
And you mentioned the wind as well. That's another thing that Chris Burke and Jared Dale were talking about, just the fact that it is different every single night. There you see Mick Wern, Justin Huber working on. I've sent him a text.
Is this a live shot of Justin's phone right now, right here?
It could be. Here it is. Not sure yet. So he has responded to me. He might be doing that right now. This just came through.
That is awesome.
Good to see he's actually paying attention to the little people. There
yes,
he is.
Yes, we get a look at the radar, too. You want to step in as weatherman right here?
Yeah, I need one of those green screens so I can stand in front of it. But you can see the darker blue, obviously, is the heavier batches of rain. Excuse me. I assume that red dot is us?
Yes, I would believe so here. Just a little bit south of Melbourne. We called you the Windman a couple weeks ago. Well, Weatherman Wyatt, maybe? It works. So hopefully once that breezes by, we should be ready to go for the rest of the night. What does benefit both sides is it is 2 7-inning games.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about playing 18 innings tonight instead of 14.
Yeah, that's exactly right. See some fans at the game, enjoying a beer and some chips, whatever else is on offer, and there's plenty of stuff. Those two gentlemen there, long-time Aces fans.
I see them every night.
Yeah, they're great. They rarely miss a game. I'm not sure about the person sitting behind them.
That's a jump scare. I did not see that. I legitimately thought that was a real baby with my peripheral vision. I love her little penguin bib. Would you call it a bib?
That could be one of those, those people that stand in the malls and they pretend to be statues. If that arm moves, I'm leaving.
Oh, it's like a scene out of Chucky right there.
Exactly. I'm hitting the road. I'll tell you that right now.
She maybe has some tea in that little thermos right there.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. What do you think her name is?
I'm not even going to venture on that.
There's
that
kind of
sums it up right there. Tapping her thumb on a coffee cup. We're waiting for this. What are we going to go? Let's get going here.
Yes, absolutely. Again, we're in a little bit of a weather delay. Some footy being played down on the field.
I'm not sure that was fielded as cleanly as it should have been.
Well, you know what? You brought something up yesterday about a little nuance to yesterday's game, and I made sure to do some digging on it. You asked me how many 3-2 counts we had yesterday.
I did.
Again, that had a really long pace to it last night, and a big part of it was 8 walks drawn from the Aces starting lineup. But on top of that, too, there were 19 3-2 counts, 12 of them for the Aces.
I thought there were a lot. My instincts were right. And that is extraordinary. In fact, in that conversation with Chris Burke and Jared Dale, I was telling them that. They couldn't believe it.
It was wild. And again, you got to give Brisbane some credit, too, because they won a lot of those 3-2 counts. 5 strikeouts of those full counts. Aces were 0 for 7, did walk 4 times, also drove in a run on the Aaron Whitefield sac fly. Meanwhile, Brisbane, 2 of their hits came in 3-2 counts. So I'm sure both pitchers looking to fill up the zone a little bit more effectively tonight. And again, I think, too, there's a thought of let's get through these games a little bit quicker, especially with this delay now. And you have an afternoon game tomorrow, too. So it's a quick turnaround. You're essentially playing 3 games in under 24 hours.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As you see Justin Huber still out there. There's some fans having a chat. Everybody's just trying to keep loose. And I guess the strange thing is if you don't really know how long the delay is, you're not really sure. Like, oh, it's in a half hour, then you can get yourself ready and get into a routine. But if it's kind of undeterminate, how long is a piece of string? If it's one of those things, well, you're just not quite sure. So
is that a poncho right there? That might be the biggest poncho I've ever seen.
I think it's a blanket.
Okay.
Doubling
a rain blanket?
I don't know.
It looks like the material here can kind of reflect rain a little bit. I like this. This is interesting.
Yeah, it might be.
The future is now. We said it yesterday. Again, plenty of undercover areas, but as you can see on your screen, plenty of fans still hanging out in the outdoors. So,
well, it's not raining yet, and I guess that's always the issue when you're dealing with weather, right? Particularly in Melbourne. You can say, oh, look, here's a band of rain. There's no guarantee it's going to hit. I mean, I've lived here long enough to know that it's very unpredictable. So I get why they're doing it. It makes sense. You don't want to start it.
Yes, and currently it looks like it's maybe hitting Geelong a little bit right now. And then Melbourne, of course, just a little bit north of there. So hopefully if it does come, it's here quick and passes through even quicker because we want to get 2 baseball games in today.
Yes, indeed.
This is the first doubleheader here at home for the Aces this year. They've played in 3 other ones on the road. The majority of those have been scheduled, including one doubleheader that was in Brisbane, played one in Sydney and Canberra as well. This, of course, making up a game. Usually those are 7-inning games followed by a 9-inning game. That's usually the rule when you schedule a doubleheader, but because they're making this one up, it's back-to-back 7-inning games, which is advantageous for both sides.
Yeah, it certainly is. You brought up an interesting point pregame, and that in terms of statistics, and the Aces we talked about a lot with those split statistics, not so good on the road, really good at home. This is a home game, but the Aces are the visiting team. So how do you structure that statistically? That's a great question.
It's interesting, right, because I write these game notes every day, and we have these splits in there, and it shows the record in away games and home games. There we go. Looks like maybe the rain is coming in a little bit. Some of the fans starting to rush down. Oh, she was prepared, brought the umbrella. Yep. Little fun design on there, too. Well, looks like it's coming, so hopefully it moves past quickly. But back to your point, yes, I would consider it still technically an away game because the Aces are batting first and so forth. So still the game structurally is away, but maybe we could put it underneath the game at Melbourne Ballpark. And now it's really starting to pour, and it looks like we're going to be putting the tarp on right here. As the entire crew, as well as some of the bat boys from the first base dugout, are starting to get at least the pitcher's mound covered. Again, that's one of the most important parts here. And then I'm sure ideally they would like to get the home plate batter circle too. There's a good shot of it from our Sportscast Australia crew.
Look at that, Justin Huber.
That's right.
Not too proud to jump in with it. Not very good at it, but not too hard to jump in and got a tie on and a white shirt. He's out there. You got to do everything here in a Australian Baseball League club.
Have you ever pulled a tarp before?
I try not to do too much hard work, Max.
Yes.
You can see the rain there.
Look at that.
It's relatively hard. They look
They're mugging,
unplussed, nonplussed.
Oh, my goodness. They don't even know they're on camera.
Are they undercover doing that? Or
I don't think they are.
No, they aren't. I see them over there.
Okay,
no,
good.
They're in the rain. They're just sitting in the rain.
Sitting in the rain. Yes, there's Ace.
Ace wandering around. He's not too...
I've pulled a couple tarps in my day, and they're scary.
Yeah,
because especially for the big ones, if you're pulling them, they can wrap over you, and you can get sucked into them.
I have seen.
And I'm not a big guy, so I'm susceptible to sliding underneath. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. There's the umbrella. They looked at the weather. What's interesting about this is there was rain expected in the forecast, but I don't think it was supposed to be this prevalent in terms of impacting the game.
Yeah, the timing just couldn't have been worse, could it, to be honest?
Well, you got to give these Melbourne fans, or just fans here from the area, some credit.
Yeah.
They're hanging out there still, enjoying the rain, and hopefully it passes through quick. We're going to step aside here at Melbourne Ballpark. When we come back, we'll give you an update. Hopefully we got good news for you on the other side. Aces and the Bandits, game 1 of the doubleheader in a weather delay. Hoping to give you some good news soon.
Robson. Batting at 2 in left field is Max Durrington. Batting at 3 and first base is Mike Hart. Batting at 4 and designated hitter is Brendan McNair. Batting 5 and shortstop is Ayang Namo. Batting 6 and right field is Yu Cheng Wang. Batting 7 and the catcher is Jake Burns. Batting 8 and third base is Dermot Fitch. Batting 9 and second base is Will Riley. And Liam McDonald is the starting pitcher for the Bandits tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time to welcome our umpires out for our first game tonight. Of course, it is Melbourne versus Brisbane here in game number 3 of the series. And at home plate, Koki Suzuki. First base is Taylor Field. Takayuki Ichikawa at second base, and Casey Cook is at third base umpire. Also, time to welcome out our managers of both teams, John Deagle for the Melbourne Aces, Shane Watson for the Brisbane Bandits.
And we welcome you back to Melbourne Ballpark, just about ready for the first of two tonight. That's right, we had a weather delay for a game that was already postponed one time back in round 2. But we're ready to go, expecting a first pitch at around 6 o'clock. Again, this will be a home game for the Brisbane Bandits, so the Aces are getting ready to bat first as you get a look at John Diebel. Max Tanzer here, joined alongside Ed White. The Aces 12-12, fourth place in the ABL standings. Brisbane 7-18, sixth in the standings. And we previewed the game a little bit earlier, just over an hour ago, but if we go back to what we were discussing, it's been all Aces so far in this series.
Yeah, it certainly has, and as we look at the gentleman in a Philadelphia Flyers hockey shirt, all kinds of shirts here at the ballpark, which you got a chance to do walking around, testing out the weather, which the rain has gone. There's still some gray clouds out there. And what I find interesting here, Max, is we watch the Brisbane Bandits take the field. You're looking at Jared Dale there getting ready to hit. He'll hit second. But the idea that the Bandits are the home team just makes this an interesting scenario, because obviously it's in the Aces ballpark. But how will that affect the game? It might be a bonus for the Brisbane Bandits.
You're just watching Connor McDonald taking his warm-up tosses on the mound. Let's take a look at the starting lineup he will face for the visiting Melbourne Aces here in their home ballpark at Melbourne Ballpark. Leading things off in center field, it's going to be Aaron Whitefield, followed by Jared Dale at shortstop. Greg Bird, the DH, will hit third. Daryl George cleaning things up at third base. Morgan McCullough, the second baseman, bats fifth. Logan Moore at first hits sixth. Jared Belbin in right will bat seventh. Mitch Edwards eighth behind the plate. And then Chris Burke will round out the nine in left field. For McDonald, this will be his seventh start of the year, 1-2 record of 3.81 ERA. 23 strikeouts over 28 and a third of an innings work, a 2.95 ERA. So he'll look to get deep into this game. Again, we have 2 7-inning contests here today. Games 3 and 4 of what's now officially a 5-game series here in Melbourne.
As you look at the Brisbane Bandits in the field, the youngster Durrington is in left field. Robson continues in center. Wong in right. Fritch at third. Yang at short. Riley comes back in. He didn't play yesterday. Played in the opener. Hart at first. And Jake Burns behind the plate.
Big round of applause as we are ready to say play ball. Well, here's Aaron Whitefield back in center field tonight after getting the start in the DH spot. We're ready to go after an hour weather delay. First pitch is inside, and that hits Whitefield and jokes around a little bit, takes a big step. Well, a leadoff base runner on one pitch.
We're continuing the hit-by-pitch theme this weekend. I think that's the third or fourth of the series.
It is. A couple of aces hit yesterday. That was Daryl George, the most emphatic one. Jared Dale was also hit. On the opposite side, Mike Hart for the Bandits was hit by a pitch. So here's Jared Dale entering tonight, riding a 5-game hit streak. One of the most consistent hitters in this lineup as the first pitch misses inside, ball one. Your umpires tonight, Koki Suzuki calling balls and strikes. Taylor Field at first, Takayuki Ichikawa at second, and Casey Cook down the third base line. McDonald ready, 1-0. Swing and a soft looper, right center field. This one's down for a base hit. Make it 6 consecutive games with a knock for Jared Dale.
He is just on a tear, isn't he? 4 for 7 coming into this, and that's 5 for 8 in this series.
And it makes way to Greg Bird. So the Aces coming out with a flurry to start this one off. We've talked about the Aces' success at home. They've now won 7 of their 9 games here at Melbourne Ballpark.
So you've just taken away they're looking pretty good on the road joke. Is it too early to go for that?
Yes. Well, we talked about it earlier while we were waiting for the official call on the delay. What do you rule this one? Is it a home or a road game? Here's the first pitch to Bird.
I think, obviously, from the standpoint of the Aces batting first rather than second, it's a road game. But everything else is a home game. Their home dugout, slept in their home beds. This is the stadium they played in or successful in. It's a home game for all intents and purposes.
That's how you got to treat it, right?
Yeah.
1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes to count. It'll be interesting, though, because the Aces have been so good here in this building this year. 8-2 at home. And they've won 7 in a row in this building, dating back to the final game of round 1 versus Canberra. 2-0 to Bird. Taken for a strike, 2-1.
Nice pitch, that one.
They also homered in 7 consecutive home games on top of that, too. Belbin with the lone solo shot yesterday for Melbourne. He's batting 7th tonight. Darryl George on deck, just getting underway. Game 1 of the Twin Bill. 2-1 is roped foul. Just a little out in front, 2-2.
Just that swing. I could just literally watch a half-hour show of Greg Bird swinging. His just swing is beautiful.
It's the perfect lefty swing, right? I've always thought left-handed swings are better than right-handed. 2-2.
Yeah, I think you're right. Griffey was phenomenal. I mean, obviously we're prejudiced having been, as Mariner fans. Ichiro, of course, left-handed.
Ted Williams, if you want to go that direction.
That's right, sure. Babe Ruth.
There you go. There's so many. 3-2 to Bird. Count still full. You can hear the oohs and ahs.
Still love that. It's clearly foul, but people still ooh.
It's at every ballpark, even
is,
in America.
Yeah.
And I've been guilty of those
It's the
oohs
sound.
and ahs.
It's the sound, right? The crack of the bat.
And it just looks different from this angle.
Yeah.
Anything that's lifted in the air, you think it's going to go a mile. 3-2. And another pop-up foul. Count still full. So a long inning here for Connor McDonald. The Brisbane product was born there, 28 years old.
What do you know? A 3-2 count, Max.
Yes, right. If you're just tuning in, both sides saw 19 3-2 counts yesterday, 12 of those from the Aces hitters. Drew 4 walks and punched out 5 times in those situations. Payoff again, runners go. The pitch is outside, so the throwdown won't even matter. A walk to Greg Bird. Bases are loaded here with nobody out. Decided to go the long way to second base with Whitefield taking off for third in his prowess on the base paths.
Next up for the Melbourne Aces, Darryl George.
Hey, we hate to keep harping on this, Max, but to be honest, when you're struggling like Brisbane is struggling, and you open the game with a hit by pitch, a single, and a walk, that is, must drive Shane Watson crazy.
It's not ideal, I will tell you that.
It's the understatement of the year. You're too nice.
Here's Darryl George, first pitch. Tap foul straight back, 0-1. The Aces have yet to hit a grand slam this year. And I'm sure Darryl just thinking about driving something to the outfield with authority. Again, Whitefield at third, Dale at second, Bird at first.
That one sneaked through the netting and went into the little...
oh, did it?
Yeah, VIP area down there.
Oh, a little souvenir early on. Again, this is a 2 for the price of 1 deal here for fans who bought tickets. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball sharply hit to Fritsch. He's going to go to the force at the plate. There's one. The second is thrown wild. Whitefield was out. Dale will come around to score, however. Here comes Bird. The throw to the plate on a couple of hops. The tag's applied for probably the most unorthodox double play you'll ever see. To second goes George, and the Aces take a 1-0 lead. What was that, 5-2? I guess you don't really count the 3 in Hart because the throw was wide. Then to Wong and Wright 9, then back to 2. No RBI. Run scores on the error.
So a run did score.
Get another look.
Crazy throw there. Nice hustle from Wong to get to that. And we talked about Greg Bird not being Usain Bolt.
First pitch to McCullough, swing and a miss.
And he just eased up at the end. Obviously, didn't need to slide. There's no sense doing that because he was clearly going to be out. So how are you scoring that one, Max?
I'm going to say 5-2
Yep.
fielder's choice.
Yep.
Run scores on an error.
Yep.
And then a double play as well, 9-2. So 5-2, 9-2, or would you rule it 5-2, 3-9-2? See, Hart at first base didn't touch the ball, so I don't know if he put the 3 in there.
No, I don't think he did.
I don't think I've ever seen that, a double play like that.
You can see something new at the ballpark.
Literally.
Right? Every time you come.
I think that's an obscure play I will remember for the rest of my life. I'm going to tell my kids about that one. 1-1. Swinging a sharp liner up the box and through into center. George getting the wave. Robson up with it in center. His throw's on line. The tag in time.
That's a great throw.
We'll talk about things you don't see every day. 3 runners retired at the plate in this inning. The Aces do push across a run on that fielder's choice play a couple of moments ago. So ruled a base hit for McCullough. That's his 3rd in 24 hours. However, Darryl George thrown at the dish. Well, we've seen plenty of new aces this week, and the newest, Joseph Cuomo, will take the ball for the first time as an ace. When we come back, Melbourne up 1-0.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Big crowd on hand here at Melbourne Ballpark, enjoying some sunshine now. How about that? Aces lead 1-0 again. They're the road team here in the first game of this doubleheader, scoring on that wacky play. Joseph Cuomo out to face this Bandits lineup as he makes his Australian Baseball League debut. A quick run through the Bandits lineup. Jacob Robson to lead it off. Max Durrington in left. Mike Hart bats third. Brendan McNair cleans up. Namoe Yang at shortstop. Young Chung Wong in right. Jake Burns bats 7th behind the plate. Dermot Fritsch will hit 8th, and Will Riley rounds out the 9 at second base.
Cuomo, 26-year-old, pitched 4 years at Bryan College, a small school in Tennessee. Also pitched in Italy.
Sharp liner to left. It's just over Dale's head. A leadoff base hit for Robson. He's going to race for 2. Here's Whitefield's throw. It's wide. Robson now digging for 3rd. And everyone's sprinting all over the place early on since we resumed play.
Jeez.
So that'll be a leadoff double, I believe, and then an E8 on Whitefield in center. My goodness. Not even letting us take a breath, Ed. That was almost the 4th runner thrown out trying to advance to an extra bag, by the way. We've only seen 6 hitters in this game.
Oh, my word.
So the tying run 90 feet away here for Brisbane. We'll get the official scoring on that for you when we get the call. First pitch. Slash down the line and foul. 0-1 here on Durrington. The youngster, one of the top Australian prospects, recently signed with the Oakland Athletics, or I should say the Athletics organization, not Oakland anymore.
The Sacramento Athletics.
Yes.
And his dad, Trent, obviously long career here and played in the majors.
Corners about halfway, middle back. Pitch is flown to the air to left. This should be deep enough. It's got some carry.
Wind.
Burke is back. He leaps, and he makes the catch. Chris Burke takes one away. Robson comes around to third to score from the sac fly, and the Aces would want to appeal for what would be a remarkable double play, but Chris Burke turns into Spider-Man, scales the wall, and takes away what would be the first homer for Max Durrington.
That's a nice shot from Durrington. The wind really does push it. I thought it was gone, but look at Burke. Unbelievable catch.
They appeal to third, and the home plate umpire, Koki Suzuki, says that Robson left in time. So we're tied at 1.
Wow.
Sac fly for Durrington that gives him his second RBI. Here's Mike Hart. Pitch is down and in, ball 1.
Talking about a guy having a rough series, Mike Hart. 0 for 6, 5 strikeouts. Has a walk and was hit by a pitch.
Here's the 1-0. Roped on the line, through for a base hit. There's
his
go,
hit.
Ed.
There you go. He's off the schneid, as they say.
Absolutely, a 1-out knock. And we have seen a little bit of everything already here tonight.
Sure, yeah.
Early candidate. We're halfway through the year, so I shouldn't say early, but that Burke play, a candidate for play of the year for the Aces.
Indeed. Saw Glendenning last night and said, anything you can do, I can do a little bit better.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Burke isn't the tallest either, so he had to use all of his hops right there.
Jump.
Here's Brendan McNair. As the manager, Shane Watson, will come out. Home plate umpire Koki Suzuki was apparently chatting, I think, with McNair at the plate. Maybe he's talking about McNair's back foot on the line right there. Again, you can have your back foot on the chalk. That's the right foot of McNair. But it does look like it's close to towing the line of maybe being out of the box. First pitch. Strike called 0-1. McNair with 7 homers this season. That's tied for the Australian Baseball League lead. Leader amongst active players as well. Strike called.
So back to that first inning. No throwing error for Burns, right? Because it was an out. Is that right?
I believe it is a throwing error. There was an out at the plate, but you give him the error for the errant throw to first. That one misses upstairs.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Let's see what the official
ruling is. I don't see it on the board, but maybe, yeah.
If we go to the official ABL website, they do have Brisbane with an error.
Okay. I thought that was the case. Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame anyone for being confused, myself included on that one.
True.
Here's what the ABL website says. Daryl George hit into a fielder's choice double play. This pitch just outside, 2-2. Third baseman Dermot Frisch to catcher Jake Burns. To right fielder Yi Chang Wong. To catcher Jake Burns. Aaron Whitefield out at home. Jared Dale scores. Greg Bird out at home.
Wow.
Daryl George to second on throwing error by catcher Jake Burns.
Okay, so George, did move to second. Yep. All right. Yep, so that is an error.
3-2 the count now as McNair has run this one full. It still is an earned run on McDonald. So can't assume any double plays. And McCullough picked up the hit later in the inning, so you assume he would have been forced home anyway. Popped up on the right side of the infield. McCullough's there to make the catch. 2 down.
Not sure what to do with just a routine pop-up, Max.
Put an exclamation point in the
something
scorebook.
Weird happen here?
Unreal. We've got, 16 more innings left today, Ed. Not 16. Wow, great mental math right there. 13 innings left after this one. Here's Namoe Yang, the shortstop, with 2 down. Check over to first. Back in, standing up. Goes Hart. What do you think Cuomo's thinking about right now? Welcome to the Australian Baseball League. First pitch. Swing, and this one's cracked on a line to left. Burke is back. He leaps, spins, makes the catch. Chris Burke showing off the vertical here tonight. Takes away a homer, then an extra base knock, and maybe even another run as we get another look at this web gem. have an inning. We head to the top of the second, tied at 1 here at Melbourne Ballpark. And we're back here at Melbourne Ballpark. Logan Moore to lead things off, tied at 1 here to open up the top of the second inning here. The Aces, the road team here in game 1 of the doubleheader, wearing the home whites here at Melbourne Ballpark. First pitch from Connor McDonald here in the second is a breaking ball outside ball 1. It'll be Moore, Belbin, and Edwards, 6, 7, and 8 here in the Aces lineup. Just a little bit outside. Maybe low as well. 2-0.
Moore looking for his first hit of the series. 0 for 8. Walk and a couple of strikeouts.
2-0. 2-1. All 4 of his hits came in the series at Canberra last weekend. A couple extra base hits. 3-1 now. A hitter's count for him. 3-1. Big rip and a miss. 3-2. Moore getting the start at first base here in game 1. Likely will catch game 2. Mitch Edwards getting the start behind the plate tonight. This one flown out to left. It's got some carry. Durrington back, showing his numbers. It's off the base of the wall. Moore into second. He'll get in there with a slide. The ball is absolutely flying out to left. The leadoff double here for the Aces.
Yeah, that wind is clearly lifting those shots to left field. Moore just kind of scooped that one.
Yeah, look at that.
And it just kind of flew back. Durrington, tough spot to put a young kid as well in this ballpark with that wind. That is tricky.
He's looking at the wind saying it almost carried a homer out as Belbin jumps on the first pitch, rolls it to first. Hart will beat him to the bag. 3 unassisted put out. Moore heads to third. Go ahead, run it. 90 feet away for the Aces. Mitch Edwards due up. And then he's playing left field, and that ball just jetted over his head. I think a lot of times, too, when you're getting your reads in the outfield, you read the swing. And for Moore, that wasn't a vicious hack by any means, so you're probably thinking, that's not hit that hard. And then you look up, and it's carrying quickly over your head.
Yeah, it's a really good point. It did look very benign as it was hit off the bat.
Infield drawn in here for Brisbane. Edwards has been a hot hitter as of late. First pitch is rolled up the line. Diving stop by Hart. Moore will hold at the bag. And Hart will apply the tag on the pillow. What a play. That saves a run. 2 down.
Yeah, we talked about Robbie Glendenning's great catch last night that saved a run or two. That really clearly saved a run. It wasn't hit that hard, but what a nice play by Mike Hart.
Really good play. Here's Chris Burke now. I wonder what his heart rate is right now after the running back and forth to his left and his right, leaping a couple of times, took away a homer. Could give the Aces the lead here. 0-1.
We are now in full sunshine, Max.
I love it.
It's incredible.
You would have never known this game got
No.
delayed.
Exactly.
6:20 local time here in the greater Melbourne area. 0-1. Popped up down the left field line. Fritsch will watch it fly out of play. 0-2. Burke was 2 for 4 yesterday, drove in 2. That was in that 7-run 7th inning, a 2-run single up the middle. He's now driven in 8 this season. Oh, 2. Up and away, 1-2. Talked to Burke before the series started just about a different approach, and for him it's really just been simplifying things at the plate, and it's unlocked so much more power. One, 2. Swing and a soft roller wide of first. Hart slides, bobbles. Great job by McDonald to cover. That will retire the side. Great work from Mike Hart. He has a defensive inning of his own, as that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left for the Aces as we head to the bottom of the second. Tied at 1.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Aces say thank you to Hub Systems. Hub Systems offer overall systems integration, project management, technical consultation, system installation, training, and ongoing customer support to guarantee the best performance. Hub Systems, the Aces, thank you.
Tied at 1 as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Aces and the Bandits, game 1 of this doubleheader. Both games 7 innings. Game 2 will start approximately a half hour or so after the conclusion of game 1. And you are in for a treat if this first inning is just a little appetizer of what we're going to see for the rest of the night. Yi Chung Wong leads things off against Joseph Cuomo, and the first pitch is taken for a strike. Have you ever seen a start of a game like this?
No, I have not.
0-1, 0-2. If you're just tuning in, Aces loaded the bases with nobody out in the first. Darryl George grounded into, wait for this, a 5-2 to 9-2 double play that did result in a run. Cleared the bases as well. So it was a double play in which Dale scored on an errant throw on the first throw to the plate. Here's an 0-2. Tomahawk down the line, just foul. And then Chris Burke is robbed a homer. That was also a sac fly at the same time.
Game started with Aaron Whitefield getting hit by a pitch. Hit by a pitch single and a walk, and the Aces got 1 run out of it.
0-2, down low, 1-2. A run's a run, I guess, but also that first inning, the top of the first ended with McCullough singling to center, and George was thrown out at the plate. Here's the wind to the 1-2. 2-2. I mean, Ed, it's often so that you don't even see 3 runners thrown out at the plate in a 4-game series.
Yeah.
A 5-game series, even. We've saw it in 1 inning.
1 inning, yeah.
Cuomo ready. Here's the 2-2. Count holds. Two again. Popped up, first base side. Logan Moore back towards the dugout, giving it a look. So is Edwards. It's out of play.
Just out of play, to be honest.
Wong leading off the inning here. Brisbane was swinging it well in the first, picked up 2 hits. Old foul, look out in the dugout. Both dugouts have gotten tested over the last couple nights. There was a scary moment yesterday. A player was hit in the dugout for the Aces, but he is okay. He is all good. But you got to watch out. We even talked about the water bottle back in the Perth series, round 4, that got dented. 2-2. Upstairs, 3-2. Again, you never want to see it, especially with how close those dugouts are. But those guys are ready just in case anything comes by. Inside ball 4. Really good plate appearance from Wong. And a leadoff base runner for the second consecutive inning against Joseph Cuomo.
Yeah, it's a very, very patient at-bat from Wong.
So that'll send up Jake Burns, the catcher. Again, this bottom of the order has been pesky in this series for Brisbane, and really on the other side for the Aces as well. Rich had a multi-hit game a couple nights ago. He's on deck. George in front of the bag at third, defending a potential bunt. First pitch. Swinging a broken bat pop-up on the infield. Jared Dale make that as it measured. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Easy play for Jared. 1 pitch, 1 out.
So here is Dermot Frisch. 1 for 2 yesterday. 2 for 3 in game 1 on Thursday, now hitting at a .244 clip. Homer and 6 runs batted into his name. Check to first, back in safely. Goes Wong. Aces turned a couple of double plays yesterday. Again, that was Sean Moramondo who got the start for Melbourne. First pitch. Fastball up and in. 1-0.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you had Tripp, then Moramondo, sort of both known quantities tonight. Cuomo, new guy. You don't really know much about him.
Welcome to the club. Again, one of 4 new pitchers the Aces added this weekend. Here's the 1-0. Inside 2-0. Kyosuke Saito, Taito Takashima, and Taiki Ono, 3 arms from the Oryx Buffaloes of the Nippon Professional Baseball League, as scheduled, heading home to get ready for their 2025 seasons with Oryx. So the Aces had to add a bulk of new arms. Mick Wern and the Aces staff did a really good job of finding new players. 2-0. Strike called. 2-1. And especially in a 5-game series like this with a doubleheader today, it's extra important that they're able to get as many arms as they can. We saw Noah Owen make his debut yesterday. 2-1. Sharp bender in there for a strike. 2-2 now. That's what's so difficult about constructing a roster in any league of this sort, where a lot of times it's the off season for players coming from North America or Asia. 2-2, swing and a miss. First punch out as an Australian Baseball League pitcher for Joseph Cuomo.
Yeah, nice work from him. Fritsch trying to sort of patiently work the count, but really nice comeback from Cuomo.
So 2 down now after the leadoff walk. That makes way to Will Riley. But in the case of the Oryx pitchers, the 3 of them, it was known when they arrived that that would be the date they were leaving. So the Aces staff had to sort of prepare as there's a snap there to first, not in time.
Yeah,
for the back
tricky.
end of this season.
Yep. And then you got to integrate them, right? We talked about the new Taiwanese players coming to Brisbane after the 6 left. They got 6 new ones. Same with the Aces guys. Got to get them into the team culture and all that.
Check over to first. Again, back in safely as Wong. Again, no limit on disengagements here in the Australian Baseball League. I think for the catchers, Mitchell Edwards and now Logan Moore, it's also you got to learn an entire new staff. 1-0. Swing and a miss, pulled the string 1-1. I think for Edwards, we actually asked him after the first series, what's it like getting to learn these new pitchers, particularly Kyosuke Saito, Taito Takashima, and Ono and so forth. And he's done it before, so it's not completely foreign to him. Check over to first again. Still 1-1 here with 2 down. But all of a sudden you get comfortable with those guys, and now there's so much turnover, and you're starting from ground one right in the middle of the season. The playoff race is really heating up. It's a tight standings this year. 1-1. Down and in. 2-1. I mean, if you're a fan of this league in general and you're not rooting for a particular team, I don't think you could ask for a more entertaining set of standings at this point in the year.
Yep.
How about Sydney, too? It's incredible the turnaround they've had. 2-1 from Cuomo. Up and away. 3-1. The Aces just a half-game lead over Perth for that 4th and final playoff spot. Again, still plenty of time to go. That's what will make next weekend's matchup at Perth really interesting for the Aces.
Yeah, it's a huge series. Of course, every series is huge now.
Runner goes, 3-1 is down on the way to the backstop. A wide turnaround second for Wong as the ball goes into the netting. Will be ball for a walk, no wild pitch ruled. Second walk allowed from Cuomo's. The lineup flips over to Jacob Robson, who after an 0-4 in Game 1 has been really good over Game 2 and picked up a double and then advanced to third on an error earlier as well. Getting them to look at that pitch to the backstop.
Back to the top of the Bandits and Jacob Robson.
So Robson now with 2 doubles and 3 hits in the last 2 games, looking for more. Go-ahead run at second, that's Wong. Riley at first after the walk. Both will be going on contact. First pitch. Down and in, 1-0. Wind not too much of a factor as we speak. It's slowly drifting out to left. It was gusting earlier. I'm sure there's a bit of a jet stream going on right now from what we've seen tonight too. 1-0. 2-0 now.
Very important that Cuomo gets Robson here. Don't want to extend this inning any longer.
A lot of pitches for him in this inning. Again, a 7-inning game, so you don't need as much as you would out of him in a 9-inning game, but I'm sure with the second game after this, they want as much as they can get. 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
Yeah, great comeback pitch there from Cuomo.
Now 37 pitches for the right-hander. Game number 11 for Robson. Two-one. Popped up down the left field line, slicing out of play. 2-2.
Knew that one was foul at second and left the bat.
Anything in that direction is either going to blow towards the track or slice out of play. No other result.
That's exactly right.
Well, Deuce is running wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. 2 on here in the second inning. Almost set. Already 1 punch out of the inning. Time now called.
Talked to Jonathan Tripp about the no pitch clock, and he said he was pitching the other night as if there was a pitch clock because he was used to that, and he thought it would get some of the batters off their routine a little bit. It's interesting.
Two. Ground ball through the right side to the right field for a hit. Wong is racing around third. Here's the throw from Belbin. Not in time. An RBI single for Jacob Robson. He has been unstoppable over the last 2 nights, and Brisbane takes a 2-1 lead.
Red hot. You're right. Good speed on Wong as well.
RBI number 7 for Robson. That one was running away from him, and he turned on it just out of the reach of McCullough. And a good throw from Belbin, but as you mentioned, Wong runs well. So first and second, 2 down for Max Darrington. Darrington make that. He's robbed of what would have been his first ABL homer his last time up.
That's got to be heartbreaking. 17-year-old kid who, when it comes up, almost kicks one out. Chris Burke makes the play of the year, arguably.
Just game number 7 for him here with Brisbane. It's interesting what you talked about with the pitch clock with Tripp, because I agree. I think now, at least stateside, where most independent leagues and, of course, affiliated baseball and Major League Baseball have adapted to the new rules, it's pretty normal. But for a lot of these other international guys, they all don't have the same experience with it, as this one slashed to the gap in left center. Burke cutting across. A much easier route for him on this one. He reels it in to end the inning. Darrington stung it, but to no avail. However, Brisbane able to push across another. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left as we head to the top of the third. 2-1 Bandits.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Look at that, some relacing as we come back to the ballpark. Aces and the Bandits, first game of this doubleheader. That is beautiful.
Wow.
Have you ever relaced a mitt before?
I don't think I have, no.
That is awesome. Seeing it at the ballpark?
No.
Well, we've come back to maybe the most beautiful shot we'll get all night long. There's nothing like it. It's almost therapeutic to me. Relacing
very cool.
Got the red laces there to match the accent colors too.
I like it.
It's a really cool shot. Got the blankets on what's become a chillier night here at the ballpark. Aces trail 2-1 after the RBI single from Jacob Robson. Here's Aaron Whitefield to lead it off, and he shows bunt and pulls back. Connor McDonald out for his 3rd inning of work. Evaded trouble in the 2nd after the leadoff double from Moore. Whitefield was hit by a pitch his first time up. 1-0. Swinging a cue shot right back to the mound. McDonald flips to first, 1 away. So Aaron retired. That'll make way to Jared Dale. McDonald faced the Aces back on November 24th. That was earlier this year in round 2. Got roughed up a little bit, allowed 5 runs in that one. Allowed 11 hits. First pitch to Dale is fisted on the ground to second. Couple pitches and a couple of outs here.
Yeah, McDonald would be loving that.
3 pitches to get the first 2 batters retired, and both of them have been soft jam shot ground balls. So Greg Bird will probably try to, at the least, piece together a long plate appearance here.
Good crowd on the party deck tonight, Max.
Look at that. You're right. I didn't even notice. It's packed up there. First pitch to Bird is outside, ball 1. It's a great spot.
Great place to watch a game.
It's a full row. I don't think they all know each other. But
no.
1-0 is
Make new friends on the party deck. Come on.
That's why it's called the party deck.
Exactly.
And they can hang up there for both games tonight as well. Again, a 2-for-1 special. 1-1. Cue shot again. Slowly rolled to third. Fritsch has time. Throws over to end the inning.
Wow.
Well, it doesn't get much more efficient than that. What was that? 6 pitches, 3 outs, 3 consecutive soft rollers. We head to the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 Brisbane here at Melbourne Ballpark.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
There's the party deck here at Melbourne Ballpark. It is packed, not an open spot.
There's our good friend Alex Perry there in that Bandits shirt. Big Bandits fan. I think he's originally from Melbourne, but lives up on the Gold Coast, so he's kind of become a Bandits fan. Knows a lot about the ABL. Good man.
Not sticking with the roots?
I think he likes the Aces too, but I think he's just, you live up there 7 years. You kind of have to sort of become part of the team, I think. Oh!
Mike Hart charges this one up down the line. Belbin leaps. It's over his glove, and it's going to stay in play. Hart will range into second, and we almost saw another, at least, acrobatic catch at the track as Belbin hit that wall hard.
He did hit it hard. Can't wait to see the replay of this. Here we go. We'll get a look at it. That was tagged. I thought it was gone from the second it left the bat, but Belbin goes up, just kind of, as you called it, goes off his glove. Wow.
Would have been an amazing catch. He had to cover so much ground on that, too, which makes it even more difficult. The wind probably pushing it back in a bit.
Hart's now 2 for 2.
Here's Brendan McNair. 1-0. You've awakened him.
All my comments about what a rough weekend he's having. He comes out 0 for 6 coming into the game with 5 strikeouts, and tonight he's got a single and a double. He's halfway to the cycle, Max.
And he took that personally.
Yeah.
McNair popped out to second his first time. There's a strike at the knees, 1-1. So that's 3 consecutive innings. Brisbane has started this game with a leadoff base runner. Second frame in which they've started with a double as well. They've come out of the gates explosively here, trying to set the tone for a bounce-back day after a couple of tough nights on Thursday and Friday. 1-1, down and in, 2-1 the count.
Well, I think they would have liked their chances tonight with a veteran McDonald, potentially Gunnar Kynes in the second game, 7-inning games. I kind of think this is where they think they can maybe make something happen. We'll see.
Absolutely, and again, if you can come away with a sweep, it's a brand new series, and you're feeling much different about it. Down and away, 3-1 now the count. Aces have played in 3 doubleheaders this year. They're 2-4, so it's been tough for them too. Again, it's hard to sweep a doubleheader in general, but the Aces looking to pick up one right here. Second time these two teams have faced in the twin bill this season as well. 3-1. Jack swing, did he go? Appeal to first, he did not, says the first base umpire Taylor Field. Walk to McNair. That's the second free pass handed out by Cuomo, and the Bandits have runners at first and second. Another look. It's close. Namoe Yang will dig into the box here. Third baseman and Darryl George even with the bag, defending a potential bunt.
I'm waiting for Yang to break out a bit. He's got the pedigree, as you mentioned yesterday, but only 1 for 8 coming into this with 4 strikeouts. But he did hit it hard last time up.
He does show bunt, pulls back. 1-0. He's 4 for 21 in 6 games since joining the Bandits last weekend versus Perth. Again, he has one of the most decorated resumes in this league. 1-0. Shows bunt again. Gets it down. Dettons it in front of the plate. Cuomo will go to first. 1-3 put out on the sacrifice. Second and third now as both runners advance.
That's a nice bunt. As you know, the bunt plays a huge part in the Japanese, Korean, and Taiwanese leagues, more so than U.S. baseball and Major League Baseball. So you almost expect a decent bunt from him, and he laid it down beautifully.
And they're going to intentionally walk Lee Chung Wong. So that'll load the bases for Jake Burns, and they're going to try and set up a potential double play here as there will be a force at all bags. Something to keep in mind, again, a 7-inning game here for both contests today. Aces the away team for Game 1, Brisbane the home team, or the away team for Game 2. The Aces will be the home team in the latter game. But in a 7-inning game, you got to remember that the higher leverage innings start to creep up on you much quicker than usual. So it is the third inning, but really look at it like the sixth.
Chris Burke was saying that. You approach the game as if it's almost starting from the fourth or fifth is what he said, mentally.
Here's the first pitch to Burns. Fouled straight back, 0-1. And that's right. And so really at this point, you don't always see a bunt in this day and age of baseball in the third inning, but if Brisbane could tack on 2, if not more here, again, bases loaded, they could really break it open. All of a sudden, they're smelling the finish line really quickly.
Yep.
Cuomo from the windup with the bases loaded, the 0-1. This one's charged out to left. Burke is back at the track, leaps again, and what do you know? He makes another grab. Tagging from third and coming around to score his Hart. Another sacrifice fly, and it's 3-1 Brisbane. And that one, I think, fooled Chris a little bit with that wind swirling, but he stuck with it to make an athletic play.
Yeah, tricky. Showing his getting a lot of action out there in left field, no doubt about it.
Getting the look. If I'm a hitter in this ballpark tonight, I'm sending it in that direction as it continues to jet out there. That was one of those two where you're going back and it's just carrying on you, but it's also slicing. So
yep.
You have to spin awkwardly, but he did a good job sticking with it. Here's Dermot Frisch now. First pitch is instead an inside move. Frisch was showing bunt, and that's exactly why Cuomo made that move. Lift that leg up. You know you're not pitching it, but seeing if you could get the hitter to show bunt. There is 2 outs, however.
Get a haircut. Someone's yelling at him.
First pitch is down low. McNair heading for third. The throw from Edwards. Tag not in time.
Oh.
A close one, as you can see Darryl George thought he had him. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Let's see it again. McNair was already thrown out trying to advance on a ball in the dirt yesterday from Logan Moore. And they almost had him again here. Might have just got that left hand in there.
I think the left hand was in early, but it kind of went to the side of the plate or the base. Interesting. Probably the right call.
It's got that oven mitt on, too, so making sure the fingers are safe. 1-0 from Cuomo. Down low. Hitters count at 2 balls and no strikes. I'm a fan of the hair.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. It's got a distinct look. Plays the game hard. Like I said, good solid ABL player.
2-0.
2-1.
Corner. Does the name Taylor Motter ring a bell for you?
Not offhand. Who's that?
He played some games in the big leagues.
Right.
I have a feeling he played in the ABL at one point, but he had very similar locks to Frisch. 2-1. Upstairs, 3-1.
Oof. Big inning here. Big pitch coming up.
Hitters count for Frisch. Pitch. Look out. 3-2.
Definitely been a target on the 2 dugouts during this series, that's for sure.
Got to have the quick reaction if you're in there. Well, the runner at first, and Wong will be taking off with 3 balls and 2 strikes and 2 down. McNair at third. 1 run already in. Payoff. Popped up, out of play, and Frisch will stay alive. Crowd is really filling up here at the ballpark. Again, expecting a large one, and first base side almost completely full. The grandstands behind the plate almost full, and third base side pretty filled up as well.
Some filling up going on the party deck as well, too, with some of the adult beverages, I think.
Runner will be going. 3-2 again. Down low, ball 4. Another really good plate appearance from a Brisbane hitter. Frisch draws the walk. That's the 4th of the night from Cuomo, and the bases are loaded with 2 down for Will Riley. Nowhere to put him.
Riley walked his first time up. He is yet to hit in the series. Only played in the first game, in this one 0 for 3 so far. It was 0 for 3 the other night and a walk tonight. So has yet to get a hit. So you want to get him here, though. I don't want this inning to get any longer, because then you're into Robson, who's 2 for 2. Right, he's on deck. So really important that Cuomo bear down here and get Riley.
This will be the 59th pitch of the evening here for Cuomo. No action to the Aces bullpen. A couple arms are stretching, but no one throwing. Cuomo going from the windup here with the bases juiced. Force it all bags. Here's the pitch. Upstairs 1-0. One run already in on the sac fly from Burns. 1-0. 2-0 now. Inning started with the double to Hart. He would score on the sac fly. McNair walked. Yang bunted both of them over to second and third. Wong was intentionally walked. Burns sent the sac fly to left. Frisch walked, and here we are. Bases loaded, 2 down. You have to be careful. Hitters count at 2-0 for Riley. Good spot on the inner edge, 2-1. Riley, the 7th hitter to the plate in this inning. Second time Brisbane has loaded the bases. 2-1. Swinging a line drive out to center. Whitefield ranging in, makes the catch. Inning over. 1 run in for Brisbane, but the Aces limit the damage, stranding the bases loaded. Top of the 4th on its way. Bandits lead 3-1.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Where's the best place, Max, to watch sports other than Melbourne Ballpark?
Sporting Globe?
Sporting Globe.
Look at that.
Wings, burgers, ribs, and more. Over 50 screens. Private booths with touchscreen TVs. 12 locations. Half-price wings and ribs every Monday. We've got a couple of big college football bowl games coming up. Going to maybe head into a Sporting Globe and watch Boise State take on Penn State, Oregon, Ohio State.
I was going to
rematch.
say, you're a big Oregon guy.
My Ducks in a rematch with Ohio State. I'm a little worried about that one, I'll be honest. But Sporting Globe, great place to watch sport, all sport, Australian sport, international sport, American sport.
I was watching their commercial play on our monitor a couple innings ago in one of the breaks, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
It's got that American sports bar feel.
100%.
I haven't gone yet, but I need to check it out. Maybe we'll go for one of the bowl games. Daryl George to lead things off against Connor McDonald. First pitch is taken inside, ball 1. Aces trail by 2 here.
Aces fans will want to see a longer inning than that last one.
Just about 6 pitches.
It took no time at all.
2-0 the count. And meanwhile, Brisbane really worked the count against Aces starter Joseph Cuomo. It'll be George, McCullough, and Moore. 4, 5, and 6. 2-0. George was taken all the way. He's probably got the same thought. See some pitches here, 2-1. Sun's back out, as you can see. The weather has been fluctuating all day long. Again, if you're just tuning in, had an hour weather delay. 2-1. 3-1 now. George climbs into the driver's seat.
Yeah, if you just landed from another planet and went, oh, it's a beautiful, unbelievable night. Yeah, it was pouring an hour ago.
Hey, if they just landed, that's all that matters. 3-2 down the count. And what I've learned is this is a Melbourne thing, right? Where the weather can jump from 15 to 25 back down to 18 in just about a couple hours.
Yeah, it's no rhyme or reason to it.
What'd you call it? The cold change?
The cool change.
Cool change.
Yes.
Oh. Look out off the party deck. Oh, my goodness.
And then, kid took it right out of the other kid's glove. What an effort by that kid in the vest there. Sign him up.
Look at that smile.
The
Doesn't
other
get better
kid,
than that.
You can't believe it. He had a glove, and the kid took it right away from him. He said sorry. That's great. I love that. It's beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, there we go. 3-2's rolled foul. Oh, they love it.
Having a great time. That's what it's all about.
It is.
I'm sure they'll share that later when they chucking around in the backyard or whatever.
Saw it in half, break it into 2.
Maybe not that.
It's probably got a big mark on it after hitting off the facade of the party deck over there.
Yeah, I know. That was close, wasn't it?
Talk about an immersive view. The ball's coming right into your lap. 3-2. Flown foul.
That's like real virtual reality right there. Like baseball coming right at you.
It is incredible that that's a term that's like acceptable these days, but you're right. You're right.
I know, it made no sense, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, 100%.
You said immersive experience, and I was like, yeah, it is like that. Like I had goggles on. Here comes a baseball right at me.
3-2 again.
Oh.
Into the dugout.
Oh, my word.
What is going on?
That hit the wall and bounced back and hit a player. I don't think too hard, but good heavens.
Everything's okay. It's like an atom just bouncing back and forth really fast. Someone's messing with the gravity here or something. I don't even know. 3-2 one more time. Fouled straight back. The fans are getting into it. They love it. Good battle here between George and McDonald.
Great battle.
(3-2) again. Is pounded on a line to center. Robson cutting over, makes the catch. One away. Can't hit it harder than that one if you're Daryl George. Man. But Robson, who covers some ground, runs it down. 1 up, 1 down after a lengthy plate appearance. That makes way to Morgan McCullough.
This guy's just hit the ground running, hasn't he, McCullough?
He has. Singled to center in the first. Jumps in the first pitch here. Pops it up behind the bag. Yang is there. 2 away. Well, 1 pitch out. That's been a specialty for McDonald over the last couple of innings. And a much-needed quick out after the long at-bat with George.
And the other thing we talk about with this being a 7-inning game is that your starter can literally go 7 innings. He may not, but you know what I'm saying. In a normal game, I get through 4. Can he get him through 6? If you get him through 6 here, you've only got 1 more pitcher. You need to close it out.
He's just under 50 pitches.
Yeah.
Here with 2 down to the top of the 4th, so he's in good shape on that front. 0-1. Called strike, 0-2.
That'd be a nice change for Shane Watson after burning through a number of pitchers in the first 2 games. You look some very comfortable fans there.
Enjoying a drink.
And a comfy chair.
0-2. Outside, 1-2. Brisbane used 4 relievers yesterday. Again, they could go back with a couple of them. Not all of them had to throw a ton of pitches, but still, no days of rest. Can take a little bit off. just down low, 2-2. Aces bullpen, on the other hand, has been rested in this series and has been a strength for them this entire season. An ERA just at about 3.5 for that crew this year. 2-2. Fouled straight back. Moore stays alive. He doubled his last time up. That was his first hit here at home. What's going to really creep up about this, too, is it's not just a 7-inning game, but the Aces are on the road. So that that final inning, if they are still trailing, will come up quickly. 2-2. Breaking ball, looped, shallow left center. Yang out, reaches up and makes the gliding grab. Similar swing from Moore from the double, but this time doesn't travel as far. 1-2-3 inning for McDonald. He is now retired 9 consecutive batters in the row since the double from Moore. We get to the bottom of the fourth. It's 3-1 Bandits.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Packed house down the first base line in the dining area as we bring you back to Melbourne Ballpark. 3-1 Brisbane, your score. Joseph Cuomo out for another inning of work. Enjoying a hamburger right there. Looks like maybe a slushie as well on the right side of your screen. Even though it's a little bit chillier, still a good night to enjoy some snacks here at Melbourne Ballpark. Max Tanzer joined alongside Ed Wyatt as you get a look at Logan Moore. Getting the start at first base here in Game 1 after catching last night.
Look at that.
Is that the nacho dog or just the nachos in general?
The nachos or maybe loaded fries, something like that.
Yeah, nachos and baseball are synonymous. Jacob Robson, top of the order for Brisbane to open up this bottom of the fourth inning. Cuomo out, ready to go. Here's his first pitch of the frame. Rolled up the line, Moore over, it's foul.
This is an important inning, Max, because, as you mentioned, it's kind of the halfway point, essentially, of this 7-inning game, and it's 3-1 Brisbane. You really don't want to get behind any more than this. You want to keep yourself in it. I know the Aces struggled the last 2 innings, but it's still way in this. It's only 3-1, but you don't want Brisbane to get any more, and this is a hot-hitting leadoff guy and a hot-hitting top of the order.
This one's cranked on the line to right, but the wind will knock it down. Belbin's got it measured, 1 away. All right, Ed. I'm very nervous. I don't know if you noticed, but I opened up my Coca-Cola.
Last night, Max really battled here with his Coke and ended up spilling it all over the floor. Fortunately, missed all the sort of electronic equipment, which was good, and it missed your scorebook.
That's even more important.
So tonight, I think you'll be a little more careful.
Durrington takes upstairs, 1-0 the count. I don't know how it missed the electronic equipment. It's like 95% electronics up here. Here's the 1-0 from Cuomo. Inside, and that gets Durrington right in the numbers. He'll take first base. Another hit batter.
And you know what? We know he has good speed. And you know how I know that?
How do you know that?
I know that because my friend Alex sent me a message that came from Jason Richardson, who's a well-known commentator in Australia, athletics commentator. Max Durrington finished 6th in the Queensland Athletics Boys 100-meter race. You know who won it? Gout. The guy that's making all the news worldwide.
Wonderful company as Mike Hart sends this out to center. Whitefield glides over, 2 away. Durrington will have to head back to first base. That is incredible company right there.
Yeah, finished 6th, ran, I think, 11.13, is it?
I was just going to ask what the time was.
11.13. Gout ran 10.36. a record. Durrington ran 11-1-3 to finish 6th.
Could probably do that if you quadruple that number, but not
special.
11.6.
Yeah.
That's incredible. He's got a healthy lead at first. He's stolen 1 base in 6 games so far with the Bandits. And there he goes, right on cue. The pitch down and away. Edwards' throw is wide. Skips into center. Durrington didn't notice. Either way, his second stolen base of the season. There you go. He heard you up here. Said, I got to show Ed the speed.
Well, if you're running the 100, too, you can start quickly.
Yes,
right?
That's a good call.
Bang, you're used to starting and running really fast out of the blocks.
Well, he's in scoring position now here with 2 down, and he'll get an extra head start, too, because he can go on contact. McNair's 0 for 1, walked back in the 3rd inning. (1-0). Perfectly placed, 1-1.
Yeah, so you think with his speed, any hit other than maybe left field hard hit probably gets the run across.
And who knows? It's been hard to see because we haven't seen too many ground balls go to the outfield, but because it might be a little soggy due to the rain, it might slow some balls down too. 1-1. 1-2, really good spot again. And that could be advantageous or not, depending on where it's hit. Again, if it's sharply hit to the outfield and just dies, then the outfielder still has a long way to go to pick it up, versus if it was moving quick, it could get out to them faster. 1-2. Ground ball up the middle, ranging to his right is McCullough. A diving stop, saves a run. An infield single for McNair, but that could be pivotal if the Aces can get out of this inning unscathed. Durrington the 3rd.
Yeah, absolutely right, Max. We'll get a look at it here. Not hit that hard, but was hit right in the right spot. Great play by McCullough just to keep that in. Couldn't make the play. He's a little frustrated, but no need for that because, as you said, could be crucial.
So 2 down now for Namoe Yang. He's 0 for 1, line to left, and then dropped down his sacrifice in the 3rd inning as well. Brisbane has scored at least 1 in each of the first 3 innings tonight. Again, this game 1 of a doubleheader, both games 7-inning games. Cuomo's first pitch. Swing and a miss. Yang out in front, 0-1.
I had an inkling that he might try and lay a bunt down there. George is playing way back. The last bunt was beautifully placed. He knows what Cuomo's going to throw to him. He's struggling at the plate, but he didn't.
George is well back still. Move to first. Back in safely goes McNair. McNair has good speed too. 6 of 8 in stolen base attempts. Action into the Aces bullpen. I believe that's Kyle Morrison beginning to warm up. No action for Brisbane. 0-1. Down low. McNair with another aggressive secondary. 1-1. In a game that has been so chaotic, what if we saw the classic McNair takes off from first and then maybe you send Durrington if Edwards throws down to second? Wouldn't be surprised with great speed on the base paths. There goes McNair. The 1-1 is taken upstairs. Edwards puts it in his pocket. In fact, looks the runner Durrington back at third. A stolen base for McNair. That's his 7th.
It's actually Cameron Gibbons warming up, Max.
I should have known with the height. Gibbons a 6'8" righty. 2-1 the count. Cuomo now going from the windup with nobody on first. 2-1 to Yang. 2-2. Party Deck almost had that one right there. They're trying to make a play. Leaping up.
I might suggest they don't do that.
It's the cricket spirit. Make a bare hand play.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Yang looking for his first ABL RBI. Two. 3-2 now. Cuomo has already walked 4 here tonight.
There's Cameron Gibbons out in the bullpen.
This will be pitch number 77 for Cuomo. 3-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. First base umpire Taylor Field on the call. Once again, the bases are loaded. 5 walks for Cuomo now tonight. Here's Lee-Chung Wong. He was intentionally walked back in the 3rd inning. He has not gotten a chance to put the ball in play. He's walked twice, and here comes John Diebel out of the first base dugout, and he will go to the right-hander Cameron Gibbons. First outing for Joseph Cuomo. Again, found himself in some jams, but so far has limited the damage to just 3 runs, and Cameron Gibbons will look to keep that the case. Cuomo will be responsible for all 3 runners on base when Gibbons comes in. We'll update you on the right-hander when we come back. Top of the 4th, make that bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Brisbane.
OmniGraphics, your leaders in super wide format printing across Australia. With 2 full-scale production facilities in Queensland and Victoria, our centres are equipped to handle the most ambitious printing projects, backed by a dedicated team of over 70 full-time staff. We specialise in a wide range of print formats, from billboards and banners to retail and events. We deliver impactful solutions that stand out in any environment. Our commitment to excellence includes continuous investment in cutting-edge technology, ensuring precision, speed, and reliability. This allows us to tackle even the most complex printing requirements with ease. Dream, design, deliver. Partner with OmniGraphics for your next printing project.
Cameron Gibbons, the tall 6'8" righty on the mound as the Aces look to get out of trouble. 3-1 Brisbane here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bases loaded, 2 down, and Lee-Chung Wong due up. Be the first outing for Gibbons since Game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday at Canberra, so 5 days of rest for the righty. Allowed 2 runs, both of them earned in that outing. No strikeouts. Coming in with an ERA of 4.7. Well, just needs to get 1 hitter here. And then the Aces will come back to the plate just a bloop and a blast away from tying this up. Yang at first, McNair over at second, and Durrington at third base. Great speed on the base paths. First pitch, swing and a foul tip, 0-1. As we mentioned before the break, Wong has walked twice in 2 plate appearances today. One. Inside, 1-1.
Just missed.
Arms left to right in the outfield for the Aces. Burke, Whitefield, and Belbin. 1-1. Strike called. Sizzled in a heater. 1-2. Well, I think this is a pivot point in this game for both sides. Brisbane, with just a handful of innings left in the 7-inning game, could really open up the floodgates. Well, the Aces maybe can garner some momentum themselves getting out of a jam here. 1-2. Breaking ball rolled to force. Moore has it played perfectly, takes it to the bag. Inning over. Brisbane leaves the bases loaded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 runners left as we head to the top of the 5th. It's 3-1 Bandits.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar. It's a sporting globe.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. See the Dasher and Fisher sign. Makers of Dasher and Fisher began in 2017 with a vision to specialize in gins that speak of place and express Tasmania's remoteness and untouched beauty. Taste the rich, fertile soils and pure Cradle Mountain snowmelt in every drop of Dasher and Fisher Tasmanian gin.
Dasher, Fisher, and Bird. Look at Greg Bird in the
That's
dugout.
right.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Top of the 5th inning, and Aces looking to get things going. Jared Belbin leads it off, and he swings at the first pitch, shoots it out to left. Durrington back, twisting and turning to the track. Makes the catch, one away. A lot of first pitch swinging tonight.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Max. These last 3 innings have just been, jeez. The patience we saw yesterday has completely disappeared from this game.
Yeah, Aces walked 8 times in last night's ball game. Meanwhile, Brisbane was incredibly patient against Joseph Cuomo, the Aces starter tonight. Walked 5 times. First pitch to Mitch Edwards, a strike, 0-1. Again, that's Connor McDonald on the mound, as you see. He's been really good, out for his 5th frame of work. He's allowed just the 1 run, 0-1.
3 hits, 1 walk. No strikeouts, but hasn't needed to with all the ground outs.
A lot of quick outs. There's just been 1 strikeout in this game.
True.
And really flash back to the first inning. 1-1, skied out to left. Durrington waits for it to come down, 2 away. The Aces started with a hit by pitch, a single and a walk in the top of the first inning, and only pushed across 1 run, and that's been all offensively for them since. So here's Chris Burke, grounded out to first his last time. Swings at the first pitch, lines it out to left. Durrington cuts across and makes the catch for another rapid 1-2-3 inning. Durrington getting some action, 3 consecutive flyouts in his direction. Bottom of the 5th coming up. We're more than halfway through this 7-inning contest. Brisbane leads 3-1.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. A look at the party deck as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. That party deck is packed here just south of the city, and they're enjoying quite a pitching matchup in terms of the run total. However, there's been plenty of traffic on the base paths for Brisbane so far. Just stranded the bases loaded a couple minutes ago in the 4th inning. That was the first time they've been held scoreless today. Cameron Gibbons out for his first full inning of work.
I don't like correcting you on air, Max, but I think technically we'd say the west of the city.
West of the city. Well, it's good to know.
That's
I need
right.
those corrections.
Yeah, I know.
I'm learning.
Don't want to sound like an annoying dad. But I'm just trying to help you
would
get
never
geographically acclimated.
I need it. I guess I just think about the train ride, 0 for 2. I guess I'd always thought I was going south. Never looked at the map. Jake Burns will lead things off against Gibbons. 7, 8, 9 for Brisbane. First pitch is down low, ball 1.
I mean, technically, if you look at a map,
well, there we go.
You could see it is a little
slightly
south
south,
of the CBD,
but you're right, west.
It's sort of lumped in demographically with the west.
More west than south.
Correct.
2-0 now. The
South
count
would
on
be kind of in the water or something.
Yes. At this point, with how crazy this game has been, I think we were playing in the water. Well, there was a lot of rain earlier, too.
There was.
Haters count for Burns, who's 0 for 1 today. Make that. That's outside ball 3-0. Popped out to short, drove a sac fly to left back in the third inning as well. So now 4 runs batted in for him. Pitch is taken outside ball 4. 6th walk from Aces pitching. They walked 4 yesterday and just a handful on Thursday, but it's been a different story here in the third game of the series. Gibbons will struggle with his command from time to time as well.
And to be fair, that pitch was close.
It was. Here's Dermot Frisch. First pitch, poured in for a strike, going 1. Again, game 2 of this doubleheader will begin just about a half hour or so after the conclusion of game 1 here. Aces will be the home team in that one. 0-1. Inside, and that actually scrapes Frisch. Another hit batter.
Wow.
We've seen 1 on the Aces side tonight, and now we've seen 2 on the Brisbane side. First and second, nobody out. Getting their look right in that shoulder area. Here's Will Riley. Corners drawn in, defending a potential bunt, middle back. Brisbane's already executed 1 sacrifice today. First pitch. No bunt, instead a strike. Sizzling in across the inner edge. Oh, 0-1.
So that's 6 hit batsmen in 2 games, is that right?
I believe so, today, right? Yeah, 3 in each game.
Yeah. Can't remember about the first game. But
0-1. Strike called. Perfect placement, 0-2. In the first game, there was 1. It was. Oh, no, I'm looking back at the Heath series, excuse me. I was looking at Anderson Delgado. I'm like, Anderson Delgado? No, he's not on Brisbane. Time now called. Home plate umpire Koki Suzuki. There was not a hit batter in game 1. So 6 through 2 games.
Yeah.
The last 2 games. 6 throughout the entire series as well. Oh, 2. Good take. Breaking ball bends down low. 1-2. Top of the order on deck, and Jacob Robson, who's been swinging it well in this series. Bandits have been threatening with runners in scoring position all night long. 1-2. Swing and a miss, tying him up at the top of the zone. 1 away.
Yeah, big out there from Gibbons. Again, need to keep the score 3-1 if you're the Aces. You don't want anything else added to this scoreline.
Aces will send the top of their lineup up in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, and you back the Aces at some point to come alive here in these last couple of innings, potentially.
Inning not over yet, though. Robson has been tough to retire. 2 for 3 today. First pitch is spiked, skips to the backstop, and he'll roll into the netting out of play. So a wild pitch. And Cameron Gibbons overthrew that one, almost in front of the cut of the batter circle right there. Let's get another look.
That's like watching Australia and India.
Oh, man.
Right there. You got to get out and protect the stumps.
It's a tough one to block if you're Mitch Edwards.
Block your wicket.
Yes. Well, double play is out of order. Infield now drawn in here for the Aces, and it looks like Mitch Edwards wants to put Robson on, and they will.
I was just about to say, you've got to put him on the way he's been hitting and bring up the youngster Durrington, who has hit it hard, but isn't a veteran like Robson.
And Robson's been squaring them up all series.
Yep.
Well, Durrington, as we mentioned, has blazing speed, so he's tough to double up himself. Aces will draw their corners even with the bags, middle back. Frisch over at second base, Burns at third, and Robson over at first. Durrington 0 for 1, a sac fly, and a hit by pitch. First pitch. Swing, and this one sent in the air to left center field. Burke ranging over. This should be deep enough. He makes the catch. Tagging from third is Burns. The throw to the plate on a couple of hops was close, but not in time. That is the third sacrifice fly of the day for Brisbane. And it puts them up 4-1. Another RBI for Durrington. He has 2 of those 3 sac flies. RBI number 3 for him.
Just another fascinating stat from a fascinating game, Max. Wow.
Where's your baseball bingo sheet tonight?
Oh, no kidding.
If you got sac fly on there, you are rolling. Here's Mike Hart. First pitch. Big rip and a miss, 0-1.
Mike Hart comes in 0 for 6, 5 strikeouts. Looks like he's not going to do anything. Hits a single and a double and makes a couple of great plays at first.
That's right. That's a good call. Go back earlier in this game. Oh, 1, very down low. 1-1. Train passing by here at Melbourne Ballpark. Here's the pitch. Down low, 2-1. No action in the Aces bullpen. Again, this is Gibbons' inning to finish, especially with his second game coming up later tonight.
And if you're Shane Watson, you stick with, I think you let McDonald go the distance.
I would too.
Yeah.
Pitch count's in good shape.
Well, at least that's the plan. You plan to do that. Obviously, if things change, you bring in a reliever. But he's certainly going to come out for the 6th, you would suspect. And if it's just as easy as the last 3 have been, 3 up, 3 down, send him out for the 7th.
He's retired 12 in a row.
Exactly.
Just 57 pitches for him through 5 innings. 2-2. 3-2 now. Both runners will get a head start. Hart, the 6th batter to the plate in this inning. At least 6 have come to the dish in every inning except the first, where they sent 5. Runners go. The pitch is inside, ball 4. Another walk. And the bases are loaded again, this time for a daunting hitter in Brendan McNair. Close spot, get another look. Definitely a little bit inside. It's now 9 walks from the Aces pitching staff. It's a season high for them. The previous high was 7 a couple weeks ago in Adelaide. First pitch. Down and in, 1-0. Nowhere to put McNair, who's 1 for 2 tonight.
What do you call these, pivot points? I think this is another one, Max.
Absolutely, and it's starting to drift away here from the Aces. It's, again, still 1 swing away, or within a swing. Down by 3. Down low now, 2-0. Aces, remember, have 6 outs to work with in this game. Frisch over at third base. Robson at second. I think that Durrington at second. And Hart over at first. 2-0. Down low to the backstop. A quick rebound to Edwards, and everybody holds. 3-0 now the count.
Great work from Mitch there, really quick. I'll get a look at it here. That pitch is way outside, but he really comes in quickly.
Camera took a little hit there. Maybe hit the
wall.
Base underneath it. Well, Gibbons will have to throw a strike here. Nowhere to put McNair. .3-0. Strike called outside corner, 3-1.
Yeah, did what he had to do there. Now he needs to do it again. But, you know, the league home run leader, obviously you need to be careful.
3-1. swing and a broken back, grounder to short. Dale charges, shovels to second, just in time as Hart goes tumbling to the ground, and him and McCullough share a couple of words. Looks like everybody's okay.
McCullough's in another scrap at second. He's only been here 2 days.
I was going to say, this one, Hart just didn't come in sliding, and I think McCullough was blindsided a bit, but they're okay. We get to the top of the 6th, another run in on the Durrington sack fly. Brisbane leads 4-1.
Let's go once again from Melbourne Aces.
Welcome back to a crazy first game of 2 here at Melbourne Ballpark. You see people tucking into some wings up on the party deck. Melbourne Aces would like to thank Dom, Chantel, and the amazing team at Pristine Property Solutions for clearing the grandstand seating, glass, and exterior of Melbourne Ballpark this season. Remember, Aces fans, it's not clean unless it's pristine.
First pitch to Aaron Whitefield to open up the 6th. Inside, ball 1. 12 in a row retired from Connor McDonald, who's out for his 6th inning, and he's just had about 60 pitches. Strike called 1-1.
Just one of those games, Max, we're going to reflect back on. Brisbane has left 3 runners on base the last 3 innings.
Rolled over to the left side, backhanding is Yang. Throw across his body, not in time.
Wow.
Incredible that Yang made it that close. Again, Whitefield isn't running 100% right now. A little banged up, but a really good effort either way from the Brisbane shortstop.
Watch how he gets this throw off.
A little bit of an in-between hop for Hart. Either way, first hit for Whitefield. Here's Jared Dale, who extended his hit streak to 6 games back in the first inning. Maybe this is where the Aces get things going. That breaks a stretch of 12 straight batters retired in a row by McDonald. First pitch. Strike all the way, 0-1.
And this is a little bit of what I was talking about a couple of innings ago. Brisbane obviously added another run to make it 4-1. It's 4-1. It's only, you're not that out of it. It's just that, as you say, only got 2 more innings.
If Dale reaches, tying runs on deck in the bat of Greg Bird. 6 outs to work with, though, for Melbourne. 0-1. Down low, 1-1.
And this is a game that Brisbane has dominated. I just mentioned the last 3 innings they've left 3 runners on base in each of those innings. So, and it's only 4-1. So you're still in it.
To your point, they didn't pick up a hit in the 5th and scored a run. 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. I think another thing to think about, too, is 3rd time through the order against McDonald. You're seeing him for a 3rd time, which may be a little bit easier for Aces hitters to find some barrels against him. A lot of soft contact against the righty, who hasn't really been inducing swing and miss. Again, no strikeouts so far, but a lot of jam shot ground balls. 2-2 now on Dale.
Yeah, I like to see a little more patience at time from these Aces hitters. Something they're actually known for, but kind of haven't seen tonight in this opener.
Two. Outside, 3-2 now.
Great eye. Just what I was talking about. Now we got a 3-2 count to work with here.
And here we go. Again, down by 3. Whitefield probably not taking off here at first. Three-2. Gold foul sharply, but out of play. Count still holds.
You also got Greg Bird on deck. Another reason probably not to risk trying to snag a base.
something Brisbane's done a good job with today. They've stolen a couple. McNair has one, Durrington as well. Pitch is grounded past Hart and down the right field line. Whitefield will circle around second and get into third without a play. Here come the Aces. Another knock for the dependable Jared Dale. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
Just a fifth hit of the night for the Aces. Get a look at it there. Hart couldn't come up with that one. He's made a couple of nice ones tonight, but that was just hit too sharply. Good hold there at first. Dale didn't push that, trying for the double. He probably would have been thrown out.
Would have been close. And now we're going to see a meeting at the mound. Jake Burns out to have a conversation with McDonald.
See a little bit of running and movement in that bullpen finally. So, as we mentioned, McDonald has been sailing along, so obviously he comes out for this inning, but now I think Shane Watson and the Brisbane staff will probably think about a reliever, and there is some action down there.
Again, we mentioned McDonald in terms of his pitch count in great shape, but the Aces taking better swings against him, seeing him for a third time. Birds 0 for 1, walked in the first inning, grounded out to third, back in the third. Whitefield 90 feet away. Dale over at first, tying run of the plate here in the top of the sixth in a 7-inning game. First pitch. Big swing and a foul, straight back 0-1.
It's Carter Hope warming up. Talked about him yesterday. Pitching coach and relief pitcher.
Wind still blowing out to left, but we've seen Bird send them out at this ballpark in that direction multiple times this year. Check to first, Dale back in safely. Darryl George, the cleanup hitter on deck for the Aces. Donald set. A 1. Popped up out to left field. Durrington giving it a look, but it slices out of play. 0-2 on Bird.
Greg Bird very relieved that that drifted out of play.
It's at least one more pitch. Hasn't homered in a little bit. His last one was early in the series versus Perth here at Melbourne Ballpark. 0-2. Outside, good take, 1-2. In fact, all of his homers, all 5, active leader on the team, have come here at home. One, 2. Just got a piece of an off-speed pitch. Count still holds.
Staying alive.
He was 1 for 5 yesterday, drove in a run. He's got 3 hits in the series here. Almost left the yard on Friday night with a long single off the base of the wall and right. McDonald's 1-2. Down low, 2-2 now, a long at bat. And the more pitches you make him throw, especially in a pressure spot, the more likely you're going to induce a mistake.
Full-on sunshine now.
It's a beautiful night here for Game 1 of the doubleheader. 2-2. Breaking ball, cued into shallow center. This one drops, a base hit. Whitefield can walk home, and it's 4-2 here in the top of the 6th. An RBI for Birdie. That's his 19th.
You're going to watch this again. This is a great piece of hitting. I think he almost thinks about taking this pitch, but realizes it's going to be a strike and swings at it. Have a look at his stroke on this. He's almost waiting, and then he goes, no, I better hit this, and drops it in. That's magnificent.
And here comes Shane Watson, manager for Brisbane, to the mound. He's going to bring out the call to his coaching staff member. That's Carter Hope, the pitching coach for Brisbane. The night is done for Connor McDonald. He was fabulous tonight. 5+ innings. So far has allowed 2 runs. He'll be responsible for Bird at first base and Dale at second. Tying run at first. Go ahead, run to the plate, and Darryl George will tell you all about Carter Hope, the new pitcher for Brisbane, when we come back. Look at Aaron Whitefield talking with his Team Australia mate, Daryl George, who's due up to lead off the inning against new pitcher Carter Hope, representing the go-ahead run here in the top of the 6th. 1 run already in on the RBI single from Greg Bird. Max Tanzer here, joined alongside Ed Wyatt. And Ed, Carter Hope, the pitching coach for Brisbane, a former closer and high-leverage reliever for the Bandits in years past, out to make his first appearance of the series.
3rd year with the Bandits. He was 2-1 last year with a 3.57 ERA. Was 5 seasons in the Royals organization, and the man that was sitting in your seat last year, Michael Dixon, knew him very well because he played for the Lincoln Salt Dogs, which is independent baseball, but very, very daunting guy to face, and probably the right guy for Shane Watson to go to here as the Aces look to apply some pressure with 1 run across and nobody out.
He made his season debut a week ago today versus Perth back in Brisbane last week. Tossed a scoreless inning, punched out 2 hitters. And we talked to Shane Watson about him before the series started, and he said there was always an idea that Hope would start pitching for this team later in the season. It just wasn't guaranteed. He wants to have a future in being a coach and coaching pitching. And so they brought him on to the staff to start the year and said, hey, if we need you and you're feeling good in the back half, we'll bring you over.
Yep. And
here he is in a high-leverage spot trying to get Brisbane off the schneid in this series. So Daryl George will dig in. He's 0 for 2 today. Lined out to center after a lengthy plate appearance against McDonald to open up the 4th. Dale at second, Bird at first. Bird the tying run. Still nobody out. Hope set. Here's his first one. George shows bunt and pops it up just out of the reach of Burns. What an effort. 0-1. Shows you how important that out is right now. Potential out here for Brisbane. Oh.
A face full of dirt.
Beauty of catching, am I right?
Who'd want to be a catcher, Max?
I don't know. Jake Burns?
Yeah.
Hope is set. 0-1. Showing bunt again. Gets it back to the mound. Picked on a hop. Bobbled by Hope. Takes his time. Throws to first just in time. 1 away. 1-3 on the sacrifice.
That's a break that Hope bobbled that, because it was not a great bunt.
And what's interesting, too, is Dale took off immediately, and so Hope sees this bunt in the air. This is a great view, charging it quickly to see if he can catch on the line, because then you have a chance to double off a runner and also just prevent them from advancing. Instead, it gets down. So here's Morgan McCullough. 1 for 2 today, a chance to tie this game up. Barely been in Australia for 24 hours. First pitch. Taken up and in, 1-0.
It's a big hole between first and second there. He can pull that into right field.
Hope has reached in 5 of his 7 plate appearances to open up his Aces career here. 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Bottom fill out of that one, 1-1. To score Bird from second, it'll probably take a ball deep into the gap.
Yeah.
But again, McCullough just trying to keep the line moving. Logan Moore on deck. One. 2-1. He also drew 2 walks yesterday alongside 2 singles. Walked at just over a 14% clip for AA Arkansas and the Seattle Mariners organization this year. Hope taking his time. Two 1. 3-1 now. First base is open, but Logan Moore has thunder in his bat, who looms on deck.
Yeah, big pitch coming up here for Hope. Let's see what he does with it.
in the driver's seat at 3-1. Pitch. Big rip and a foul straight back. He knows he got one. Center cut, top of the zone. Count now full. Dale at third, Bird at second. Both runners belong to McDonald, Brisbane starter. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase for strike 3. Pivotal K for Hope. 2 away.
It's a huge pitch, Max. It's a huge pitch from a veteran pitcher.
Get another look. Change up and a good one. Again, McCullough trying to protect. And a little bit out in front. So 2 down. Infield back here for Brisbane. Logan Moore looking for his first big moment as an ace. Pitch. Front door fastball runs across for a strike, 0-1. Doubled off the bottom of the wall and left his first time up in the second. Popped up to short in the fourth. A 1. 0-2.
Another big cut.
So he's seen a couple of fastballs. You know that Hope has the changeup in his back pocket. Good pitch to lefties. We'll see if he tries to get more to chase here. A lot of room in the gap in left center field. Go ahead, run at the plate here for the Aces. Hope ready. 0-2. Swinging a ground ball, sharply hit, stabbed on a hop by Riley. His throw over's in time. Moore barreled it up, but Riley able to stop it to end the inning. Aces tack on a run on the RBI single from Greg Bird. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It's 4-2 Brisbane.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
There is magnificent Melbourne Ballpark on a Saturday night. First game of a doubleheader. Both games are 7 innings. This is a makeup game from a game that was rained out in Brisbane. That's why the Brisbane Bandits are the home team tonight. The second game of the doubleheader is a normally scheduled home game, so the Aces will be the home team in this one. Get a look at the fans enjoying their food and drink as Mitch Ellis comes on to pitch for the Aces. And Ellis has had a bad run with injury. It's his 4th season with the Aces, but only pitched 1 inning last year. Did a lot of rehab. Spent a couple years in the Royals organization. Switched to pitching. Originally came up as an infielder and an outfielder. So a good all-around baseball player, but interesting to see how he goes here, as I mentioned in that rehab scenario. So look at the Aces. Dugout Graham Lloyd there in the center, and pitching coach Peter Moylan on the right. Yep. How you doing, guys? Ed White, Max Tanzer with you as the Brisbane Bandits come to bat here. They lead 4-2. Aces got 3 hits to open the 6th, but could only get 1 run out of it. So the Aces are down to their final 3 outs here after Brisbane bats here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So you really, kind of the story of many stories tonight, but one of the stories is teams getting runners on and not being able to bring them across. Brisbane's done it 3 times, leaving 3 men on. Aces left 2 men on in that inning, but as I said, Max, opening up with 3 hits and then not getting anything out of that is brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the one part of the game you'll look back on. 1-1 is belted foul, 1-2. I mean, you got to look back at the, what do we call it, 5-2, 9-2 double play?
Yeah.
That drove in a run?
Yeah.
Incredible. Set the tone for a wild one here.
And the Brisbane had the inning where they got a run without a hit.
Fouled straight back, still 1-2. If there's one thing the Aces will look back on, too, it is the free passes.
Yeah.
They've walked 9 now.
Yeah.
At this point in this game. First appearance for Ellis is, as mentioned, this one driven with some authority to left, but Burke has room. 1 away. Yang flies out. That'll make way to Yi Chung Wong. Again, if you're just tuning in, this game 1 of a twin bill. Game 2 will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game that you're watching here. It'll be a separate game on the Aces TV YouTube channel. So after this game ends, make sure to stick around, stay on the YouTube channel, and we'll get you ready for game 2 about a half hour later. This one sent up the chute to deep right field. Back is Belbin. He's got room on the track. The wind says, not today in Yi Chung Wong, 2 away.
Yeah, that was
dramatic flyouts.
That was hit very hard. You'd hear the crowd gasping as he hit that. It sounded like it was flying onto the freeway, but as you mentioned, the wind and maybe the elevation just kept it in. Just watch it go off his bat.
Probably gone in Brisbane. Here's Jake Burns. 0 for 1, a sac fly as well, though, that came back in the 3rd. 3 sac flies today for Brisbane.
Yeah, and that's another. There's just a litany of fascinating statistical things that went on in
nuances.
This game.
It's wild.
Crazy.
One 0. 2-0. Ellis, a 2-way guy, former product of the Kansas City Royals organization. Was not initially on the roster this weekend, but after a late scratch, he was put on, and here he is, trying to keep this game in reach for the Aces as they will be down to their final 3 outs in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, a quick inning would be good for Mitch and sort of his confidence. Welcome back to the ABL.
2-1 the count. Pitch to Burns is down low, 3-1.
Just looking back at that 6, just wistfully looking at those singles to open it. But Carter Hope, to his credit, did a great job.
3-2. He did. Talk about a weapon out of the bullpen for Shane Watson. It's like a mid-season acquisition at that point, even though he's with the team for the whole year.
And look, he's used him perfectly at this point, right? A tight game. This is one they think they can win. You bring him in. Big situation. So far, 1 inning he's delivered. He's going to have to do it again, mind you, but I think it's a nice tactical masterstroke by Shane Watson.
3-2 is spiked down low, ball 4. That's the 10th walk from Aces pitching today. 2 down, 1 on now for Dermot Frisch. I mean, really, it's one that Brisbane needs to have. 7-18 this year.
Yeah.
If you look at the standings coming into today, 8.5 games back of first, 5.5 games back of the Aces for that final playoff spot. So again, the nice thing we've talked about it in this league is you face who you're trailing or who you are above every single time you head to the baseball diamond, but at the same time you have to take advantage of those opportunities. And a couple of tough losses early on. Brisbane still can rally back here, and they're in a good position right now here for game one of the Twin Bill. 2-0 on Frisch. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Getting the win in at least one of these games is important for Melbourne too, because the reason why they have a half-game lead over Perth is because they've played one less game. And so even if they lose this one and win the next one, they would still have that playoff spot going into tomorrow. So this one's popped up to the right side of the infield. Over is McCullough. He makes the catch to end the inning. Mitch Ellis tosses a scoreless frame in his season debut as we head to the top of the seventh, the final inning here in this doubleheader game one. Aces down to their final 3 outs will send up Jared Belbin, Mitch Edwards, and Chris Burke when we come back.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark as we take a look at our play of the game tonight here in game one of the doubleheader, brought to you by Aces Sporting Club. And here it is, Max Darlington, the kid at the plate, looking for his first ABL homer, and Chris Burke says no. Climbing, scaling, riding the wall, and he takes a homer away. He also made a good play later in the inning as well, but that is easily your play of the game, brought to you by Aces Sporting Club, a premium golf practice facility based in Altona, right here out of Melbourne. They host birthdays, engagements, key milestones, and more. For more info, visit acesportingclub.com.au. 4-2 Brisbane, top of the seventh, last chance for the Aces. It's going to be Jared Belbin to lead things off against Carter Hope, who was able to get out of trouble in the top of the sixth inning. Stranded the tying run at second. Belbin's 0 for 2 today. Had a big day last night. First pitch. Big swing and a miss. That changeup's a weapon. 0-1.
So Belbin, Edwards, and Burke, none of whom have a hit tonight, but all of whom can deliver big hits.
0-1. 0-2.
Fooled him again.
Hope has plenty of experience in a closing role. Saved 8 games last season for Brisbane. This would be his first if he could slam the door here. 0-2. Swing and a miss. There's the changeup again. Gets a chase. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. 1 up, 1 down. Second punch out for Hope. Would be his first save of the season. 10th of his Brisbane and ABL career. Here's Mitch Edwards, looking for his first hit as well.
Really need a base runner here, right? Just to put some pressure on, bring that tying run to the plate.
First pitch, 1-0. You want a nuance here, Ed?
Give me a nuance.
7, 8, and a 9 in the order in the second inning. All 3 grounded out to first in order. In the 5th inning, all flew out to left in order.
Wow.
Mirroring each other. 1-0. 1-1. Hopefully they change up that trend here in the 7th after Belbin struck out to open up the frame.
Yeah, this game is just full of these synergies, these weird sort of coincidences.
Are we living in a simulation? Just kidding. Count even at 1 here on Edwards. 1-2 now. Chris Burke on deck. Well, if there's an extra reason to hope that Edwards can reach base here, it's that Aaron Whitefield and Jarrett Dale are looming as well.
Yep.
Chris Burke, of course, in between them, who's been a hot hitter on top of that. All you need is one ace to reach in this inning to force the tying run to the plate. 1-2. Swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down. 3 punch-outs now for Hope.
Yeah. He's doing what he's expected to do and doing it well.
So now it's up to Chris Burke. Final hope for the Aces.
So you know how on TikTok where everyone plays a different character, that's where I see Carter Hope. Nice job tonight. Yeah. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, that's great. Well, you made the joke to Shane Watson, who's going to be visiting the mound if Hope gets into trouble. Of course, he looks like he doesn't need any help, but
not going to need it.
He's coaching himself in his head.
The Brisbane Bandits social media can have that idea, by the way. I won't claim it if you want to do that.
There you go. Very generous of you. 0-1 the count here on Burke, looking for his first hit. Check swing, almost a defensive check swing as he fouls it back for strike 2.
I always think that's one of the worst things in baseball. You're trying to defend yourself, and it hits the bat, and it's a strike. Look at that.
Now the Aces down to their final strike here in Game 1. Aaron Whitefield on deck. Represents the tying run. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him for strike 3. Carter Hope lights out here in the 7th as he strikes at the side, retires all 5 batters he faces, en route to his first save of the season and 10th in his Brisbane career. Well, the Bandits secure their first win of this series, move to 8-18 on the season. 4 runs, 3 of them on sacrifice flies, plenty of action early offensively. And what a performance from Connor McDonald, who tosses 5+ innings, earns the win, and leads the way here for the Bandits in a much-needed win, Ed.
Yeah, that's impressive from them. They rebounded this looked like a completely different team from the last couple of nights. And you're right, you really have to say McDonald and then Carter Hope coming on as well and doing a stunning job of relief. And look, it was all about, as you mentioned, Max, the little things that could have gone right or gone wrong. Aces leaving runners on, Brisbane leaving runners on, that crazy double play in the first inning, just crazy.
Absolutely. And a couple of miscues, I'd say, for the Aces. 10 walks as a pitching staff. But aside from that, if you want a positive, there's another game to play tonight. We got 7 more innings coming up for you in about a half hour. Make sure to stay on the Aces YouTube page. It won't be this stream. It'll be a separate stream. Make sure to stay tuned, though. We'll be back on the airwaves for Game 2 of this doubleheader and Game 4 of this 5-game series. 4-2 Brisbane, your final score here from Melbourne Ballpark. We'll see you later.
This broadcast is powered by Sportscast Australia.